In this video, I'll be sharing with you a tutorial on how to cut this stylish conical dress with a stylish back pattern. To start, here is my pattern and I've gone ahead to mark out my basic measurement. This is my shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist. Next is my blouse length. Total length of my blouse is 23, which is about 6 inches after my waistline. Now, I'm going to mark my shoulder divided by 2. And I'll be adding ½ inch to it because this dress has a sleeve. You'll be using that ½ inch to attach a sleeve. Come down by 1 inch there. Now, I'm going to mark a basic neckline of 3 inches. Now, after I'm done marking that, I'm just going to go ahead to connect this all the way to the shoulder slope. Now, after I'm done connecting, the next step is to find my chest line. To find it is your bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. Now, I'll make a point there and go ahead to place my ruler to draw out a straight line on that point. So after I'm done marking, the next step I'm going to take is to mark what I have on the shoulder, which is my shoulder divided by 2 plus half. I'll place my ruler and I'll draw a straight line. Now, after I'm done marking, I'm going to divide that my armhole into 2. Come in by ½ inch, and at this point, I'm going to mark my bust circumference divided by 4. Now, from this, my bust circumference divided by 4, I'll connect to the ½ inch at the armhole and to the upper part of my shoulder. Now, after I'm done connecting this, the next step I'm going to take is to go ahead to mark my neckline. I'll be using 3 inches by 2.5, and I'll place my curve drill to go ahead to connect. Now, after I'm done connecting, the next step I'm going to take is to go ahead to insert my measurement. I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4 and add my sewing allowance. Mark my under bust circumference divided by 4 and add my sewing allowance. Mark my waist circumference divided by 4 and add my sewing allowance. So if you also want to snatch your waist at this blouse, you can do that by minusing 2 inches from your actual waistline and adding your sewing allowance. At the hip, I added my hip circumference divided by 4. Then I added additional 1.5 inches, then 1 inch for my sewing allowance. But after marking this 1.5 inches, I'm going to go ahead to reduce it to 1 inch. So the reason why I added that extra 1.5 inches is because if you notice at the lower part of this dress, the hip area is very free. It's not like fitted. It gave this conical effect. Now I'll start connecting my pattern starting from the bust to the under bust to the waist, and I'll try to like curve this to get that little hip curve that is on the dress. So if you're not okay with what I have here, there's always room for readjustment. Now, after connecting all my connecting my pattern, I will now go ahead to join up the sewing allowance on this pattern. So this is what I have. So if you notice, I came in a little by the sewing allowance. Now the next step I'll take is to mark a dart. So this dart, I won't be cutting it open. So I'll mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2, which I marked from the under bust, waist and blouse length. I'll go ahead to divide my armhole into 2. Now if you look closely on the pattern, there's a dart, but the dart was not cut through on the body, but it was used to tighten the armhole area of this dress. Now I'll extend my dart all the way to the bust, and from the armhole I'm going to connect it to this point. Now from the bust, I went up by 1 inch, and from the armhole, I will mark ½ inch on both sides, just like you're taking your princess darts. Now, the essence of this dart is to tighten the armhole area of this dress. Now, if you look at the dress, you notice that there's a dart starting from that bust to the armhole, but this dart did not cut through. Now, you're going to be sewing this dart at the back of the dress. You're going to be sewing this dart at the back of the dress and not at the front, right? You just pick it up and stitch it at the back. Now this ½ inch we have on both sides of this dart, I'm going to go ahead to replace it by the side of the pattern. Why? So that when you're joining your pattern, the sides of this pattern will not be shorter than that of the midpoint. So I will connect it back to the armhole this way. So after I'm done connecting that, I'll go ahead to blend this out. Now after I'm done blending out the darts, so just like I said, you'll be stitching this at the back of your pattern. So I'll just go ahead and outline my pattern, and after doing that I'll go ahead to cut it out. Now coming from the side, I will go up a bit and then connect it down. So this is what I have on this part of my dress, right? Now I'm going to go ahead to cut out this pattern. So just like I said, you'll be stitching this up, and when you stitch it, this side will be meeting the center, will be meeting the side, but I'll go ahead to cut this out first. So at this point, if you have any question, please kindly go ahead to also ask your question. So I forgot to mark my bust dart, and to get your bust dart is the difference between your shoulder to waist in front and your shoulder to waist at the back. My shoulder to waist in front is 17, while my shoulder to waist at the back is 15.5. So if I deduct 15.5 from 17, it will give me 1.5. So if you don't want to use a bust dart, you can just go ahead to leave it and just cut out your pattern the same with that of the front. So I'll just go ahead to cut this out, and while cutting it out, if you're using a bust dart, please go ahead to blend it out. And also know that if you're using a bust dart, you need to take the measurement from your shoulder to waist at the back also. Now I'll just cut this out. While cutting out this side that has, when you're cutting out the part that has this dart, you're just going to go ahead to cut out here, right? You're just going to leave this place this way, so that when you shape it or like join it from the back, this part will be meeting. So let me explain. You're going to be marking your dart from the back. Now you're going to stitch it up. When you now stitch it up, it will be meeting. Are you seeing the way it's meeting here? That's what you're going to have. Now if you're using a bust dart, you should go ahead to blend out your pattern. Let's move to the back pattern of this dress. Now for the back pattern of this dress, I marked out all the basic measurements just like we did for the front. The only difference is that for the back we are using 3 by 1 inch for the neckline, and my shoulder to waist at the back is 15.5. Now I'll start inserting my measurement, which is my bust circumference divided by 4 and add a sewing allowance. Mark my waist circumference divided by 4 and add my sewing allowance. Now to mark the lower part, I'm going to go ahead to get my front pattern and I'm going to place it on it. The reason why I'm doing this is so that the side of the front and that of the back will match very well, and I'll go ahead to trace it out. Now after tracing it out, this is what I have, and I'll go ahead to connect my pattern. Now the next step is to go ahead to cut this out and transfer all these measurements to the other side of my pattern, because while working on this part we are going to open up the pattern. So this is my back pattern. I opened it up, marked the bust and the waistline. So from this neckline, I will slant this going to this side, then I'll start slanting it going to the midpoint. Now you notice that this went over to this side. I'll leave about 2 inches or 1.5 here. It totally depends on you, and I'll extend it to the other side. So for this extension, you go ahead to like use 2 inches, 2.5, then come down by at least 2 inches or 3 inches. Now this totally depends on your height on this part. So I'll now blend it, connect it all the way to the lower part. So from here now, I'm just going to go up to give here a little curve, right, by one side of this pattern. Now after marking this, we'll be moving over to the next side. So on the other side of this pattern, I'm going to come in by the shoulder this way, and I'm going to go ahead to take it towards this side. So it's supposed to overlap here. So I feel like there's a button or something under this part of this dress because there's no zipper here. Now I'll start connecting to the other side of my pattern. So technically this is what the back pattern will look like. You can now go ahead to attach that applique at the back of this dress to give it that design at the back, and I'll go ahead to outline this. So after this, I'll just go ahead to outline. Now when I cut out one side, I will have to like replace the other side with another pattern paper. So if you have any question, go ahead to ask. So I'll just cut this out. Now now after cutting this type of dress, you can have gaping at the back. So what you do is you can use a dart intake of 0.3 inches pinch it out, like blend it out here, because you're going to have a gaping at that point. And also here you can just pinch this out and just use your tape to hold it down before transferring your pattern to your fabric, so that it's going to tighten the back of your dress and it doesn't come out very loose. Now I'll go ahead to cut out this part, and after cutting this I'll cut out the sides, and now I will replace these parts, right? It's supposed to overlap each other. So I think you're going to attach like a pressing button to this side to hold your dress, or there's a type of I don't think it's a zip because it's overlapping, so I think it's like a pressing button or something at the back of this dress to hold it down. So I'll just add like an extension to this side so that it's going to overlap on this other side of this dress, right? So that when you wear it, you can just press it down this way. So this is what the back will look like. Also on this side of the back, you also add like a little, like fold this out before placing it on your pattern to take out any gaping on that side also.